I think we realize, for example, our watersheds, our forests, that tinuod yun nga nagahatag gining benepisyo, gatahatag og serbisyo kanato. For example, kanang if we have forests, then our soils are stabilized, di ba? Dili mag soil erosion kay na may mupugong sa yuta, kung muulan dili siya mo erode kay naman tay forest nga control sa ila. That's an environmental service, that's an ecosystem service. If we have the forest, kaning then our water is stabilized, no? So when the rains come, they hit our mountains. Because we have forest, dili dayon mo dagan, dili dayon mo baha sa atong mga suba, atong mga rivers. Because there is something that stabilizes the water flow, the rainfall pattern. If we have the forest, for example, that's why we will not have a problem in terms of maintaining the water level of our dams, for example, because the water is regulated because of the presence of the forest. Here, droughts, for example, we will have a good steady supply, regulated, and that's why it's very important to really reforest the areas around our water dams, for example, which also provides for our hydroelectric power. Kaning problema sa climate change, which is really emission of greenhouse gases, kanang carbon dioxide. The forests also provide good ecosystem services. Okay, the carbon, if you plant a tree, when the tree is growing, the tree from basic biology tells us na the carbon is sequestered. Ang mass, ang biomass of the tree itself is really because it sequesters the carbon. For example, Cagayan de Oro, which benefits because the watersheds are maintained, the forests are being protected. The community of Cagayan de Oro, the firms, the companies, the residents should in some sense pay for these services that are being provided by our forests. And the problem is we need to look for the mechanism kung saan man pagbayad na those who are in the watersheds, who need to reforest, who need to protect the forest, they do their service. And how do we compensate? Saan natin pagbayad sa ila for the real services that are being provided by these natural. So this way then, this payment for ecosystem services is a particular way to look for the mechanisms. So we are trying to get certain funds from the companies, from the communities that benefit from the ecosystem services, gather these funds, and at the same time find a way to deliver these funds to the people who are actually protecting our forests, particularly the indigenous peoples, atong mga lumad ng maigsuon. And muna ang ipangita karon, mangita tag mga pamaagi kung saan pagkuha na kaning mga tao nga nakapahimulos sa ecosystem services, makabayad sila for the services that the forests give, for example. And then, how do we deliver and make sure that their payments actually go to the people who really take care of the natural resource?